Well, after two heavy defeats, Leamington put the National League North to one side this week as the FA Cup second qualifying round comes calling once again here at the Phillips 66. It's no secret that FA Cup football hasn't been Leamington's forte in recent years, their best finish in the competition coming before Holleran's reign in 2005 when they reached the first round of the competition, only to be beaten by 9-1 at the hands of Colchester United. Holleran has reached no further than the third qualifying round, a stage that he's got to on just two occasions in 2014 and 2017. Last season the Brakes were knocked out at this stage of the competition as they succumbed to a 3-2 loss away to Stourbridge. Chasetown travelled to the Phillips 66 after making a steady start to their season in Division 1 South East of the Northern Premier Division. With 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses to their name this season, the Scholars certainly come into this one as underdogs, but with the magic of the FA Cup sprinkling its sorcery over the Phillips 66 today, nobody can predict what is going to unfold as both sides battle it out to secure a place in the third round of qualifying. Clark can hook up towards March. Winter has to be aware March could be in here. It's a race between March and Pond. March goes down. Cameron Anderson can't quite bundle in, and the referee gives a penalty. Well, it was Ryan Winter's error. He misjudged the flight of the ball, allowing Josh March away in behind. Curtis Pond committed himself and just clattered into Josh March, no doubt about that. Cameron Anderson couldn't quite tuck it away, so referee had no choice but to bring it back for the penalty. Now, the altercation seems to be that the linesman already had his flag up. We'll see what the referee decides. And the decision is penalty and a yellow card for Curtis Pond. Josh March against Curtis Pond. And March makes no mistake. Pond guessed right, but it was struck with so much pace and placement that the Chasetown goalkeeper could get nowhere near it. And Josh March opens his account in the FA Cup from the spot from 12 yards out to give Leamington a 1-0 lead over Chasetown. They've absorbed a bit of pressure in these past 5 minutes or so from the away side, but have put themselves very much in the ascendancy here from the penalty spot. Leamington 1, Chasetown 0. Winter heads away onto the path of Edwards. He flicks in towards Josh March inside the penalty area. March just buying himself a bit of space here. Forced out wide, still with March. He's done well to hold up the ball there. Keane with the ball into the penalty area. Anderson flicks on. Dunbar challenging, comes out towards Cameron Anderson. Pond down well, saving with his feet. But Cameron Anderson the first to react when the ball presented itself in the penalty area. March holding off the challenge of Winters and floating a delightful ball over towards Kieran Dunbar. Could be in here. Dunbar releases the shot, but it was tame in the end. Easy for Pond to just get down to his right hand side and save without much hassle. Carter goes down, and it's a feisty challenge, a strong challenge there by the Chasetown midfielder, and the Leamington players and supporters really not happy about that. He went in very heavily. No doubt he was trying to play the ball, but he took all of the player, and it's a red card as this FA Cup second qualifying round heats up. It was a high challenge over the ball. Certainly warranted some kind of punishment. And the referee decides for the most severe punishment. And Gittins has felt the full force of that challenge as he's moved onto the stretcher and carried to safety by the stewards, met by applause from all four corners of the ground. That is a sight that you do not want to see. Edwards putting the substitute under pressure and going for goal, just dragging his shot wide with his left foot. Couldn't quite get his shot on target, just dragging the effort wide of Curtis Pons' left-hand post. Dunbar flicking it on, but Riley Stewart there to get it away. Clark leaves it for Cayman Anderson. Great ball through by Jamie Hood there. Anderson driving inside, releases the effort. Blocked inside the penalty area. Here's Gif Musa. Danger still not subsided here for Chasetown. Kieran Keane's ball into the penalty area. Edwards rising at the back post. Couldn't quite keep the effort down. Had a free header there, Jack Edwards, but saw his effort just sail over the crossbar. Jack Lane needs to be careful, takes it away from Kirsten Well. Edwards, Josh March sets himself before pulling the trigger and forced the save out of Curtis Pond. A big left hand from the Chasetown goalkeeper to keep Josh March's tally at just 1. Clark floating in towards Edwards. Edwards heads across. Josh March makes it 2 for Leamington. Oh, football is a simple game, isn't it? One quick free kick, floated in towards Edwards. He rose highest in the penalty area, headed square to Josh March, and he gobbled up the chance to get his brace in the game, to prod past Curtis Pond and make it 2-0 to the Breaks, who are very much in the ascendancy at the start of this second half. Josh March with his 9th of the season, his 2nd in the cup, as his goal drought of 2 games have turned into 2 goals here this afternoon at Phillips 66. Lane looks to go long towards Kieran Dunbar. Curtis gets his head there first. Cox takes it away from Clark. Cox will carry on here down the line in the foot race with the Leamington back line. Goes down in the penalty area, and the referee points to the spot, and out of nowhere Chasetown have a lifeline in this game. It's the substitute Danny Cox with a hopeful run down the Leamington down his left flank. Just touched it beyond and ran onto his own kick. Gif Musa, the only one able to keep up with him, bringing down Danny Cox inside the penalty area. And Chasetown from the spot have the chance to reduce the deficit to just 1 goal. And it's dispatched. Jake Weaver guessed correctly, but couldn't keep it out. And Danny Cox carries the ball back to the halfway line for Chasetown, who now believe that they can really get something out of this FA Cup second round qualifying tie. It's Leamington 2, Chasetown 1. Out of nowhere, the away side are back in this contest. Edwards able to bring it down inside the penalty area in turn. Takes a tumble, nothing given by the referee. Dunbar keeps it alive. March rising. Anderson is there to hook towards goal, but can't divert the effort on target as it remains 2-1 to the home side. Cox with the corner. Winter is there, and it's found a way in for Chasetown. And it's the captain, Ryan Winter, with a flick at the front post that deceived the Leamington back line. Jake Weaver left stationary as the ball just bobbled and nestled in that bottom corner. And we're all square here at the Phillips 66. It's Leamington 2, Chasetown 2, out of nowhere. The 10 men of Chasetown have got themselves right back in this game and level with the home side, who look to be cruising. Keane. Here's Dunbar. Josh March. Here's Wheeldon. Clark. Here's March. Edwards. Dunbar. Gets the ball across. Josh March! Good goalkeeping by Pond. And slammed to safety by Chasetown. Well, Curtis Pond has had a conversation with the bench. He's injured, he needs to come off, but Leamington will keep this pressure up before the ball goes out of play. Slip through towards Josh March. March with a shot on the spin. Well kept out by Curtis Pond. Jamie Hood launches into the penalty area. Mace is there. Leamington looking to keep it alive. It breaks for Shamsi on the edge of the penalty area. Here he is again. Gets the ball across. James Mace is there, but it's been ruled out for offside. Mace reeling away, thinking he'd put Leamington back in front, but the linesman's flag was up pretty promptly to rule out Leamington's third goal. James Mace nonetheless doing well to meet Ravi Shamsi's cross. Just couldn't keep himself onside there, James Mace. Only as far as Gif Musa takes it away from the substitute. Lovett. Musa into the path of Edwards. Turns away and feeds Kieran Dunbar. Heavy touch took him into the path of Danny Cox. Has to check back and feed Joe Clark. Edwards is there to flick forward. March got there ahead of the goalkeeper. It's kept it alive, Josh March. Here's Ravi Shamsi. Fires it across the face of goal. There's Dunbar! Blocked on the line. Edwards. It just won't go in for Leamington as it's deflected behind for a corner. That is heroics on the line there from William Wheeldon, taking the full brunt of Kieran Dunbar's drive. The goalkeeper was beaten, but Wheeldon put his body on the line to keep the scores level. Ravi Shamsi standing over it, and it goes from Shamsi. Poor free kick, kept alive by Leamington. Lane flicked over the top. They'll come out towards Ravi Shamsi, who hits it for goal, and it's a diving save from Curtis Pond to his near post. That was hit with some venom from Ravi Shamsi, but Curtis Pond level with it, diving and saving with his right hand. Keane arriving in support down the left-hand side. Here is Kieran Keane. Clark now. Here's Jamie Hood. Just a minute of the 5 remains here. Wheeldon gets his head behind that one. Here's Keane. He has to go in now for Leamington. In it goes. There's Shamsi. Couldn't get a hold of it. And Curtis Pond makes the save. He has to go forward now from Leamington. Off it goes. Safely through to Curtis Pond. And there's the final whistle. And it's a remarkable comeback from Chasetown, who looked dead and buried after March's second goal with their 10 men, to force a replay as some of the Leamington players just sink to the turf. They can't quite believe what Chasetown have managed to pull off here. Great character showing by the visitors. They frustrated Leamington in the second half, where they were much improved. And well, the home side just couldn't capitalise on the one-man advantage, and it's Chasetown who have forced a replay in the second round of qualifying in the FA Cup. It's finished here, Leamington 2, Chasetown 2, as the home side throw away a 2-goal lead.
So, Paul, before we get into the result, what's the latest on Callum Gittins? We see him come off with quite a bad injury.
Yeah, impact. Yeah, it was sort of. Yeah, at the moment it looks like impact bruising. You know, I think the lad's just. It's a bit of a reckless challenge, isn't it? So it's at the moment it looks like bruising and whatever. So hopefully, you know that'll be, it's the foot and the bottom of the shin and whatever. So yeah, so it was disappointing, but. Yeah, we'll get some treatment into him, and but he certainly went back for Tuesday. So we'll have to monitor that one, see how it goes.
And then just going to the result, 2-2 draw. In the conditions, it's not the best of conditions out there. It was very hot for some of the players.
Yeah, it was difficult for both teams. Listen, I think we was a bit nervy first half. We just didn't get any flow to it really. We got the goal. Then the sending off. Realistically, we're at home. You think we'd have enough about us to play a little bit more control. We didn't. We come in half time. We had a good spell then, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the second half. Got the second goal. Listen, you're 2-0 up at home against a team that's down to 10 men, a couple of divisions below you. You know, and you're looking at them and you're thinking, bloody hell, you know, we'll be all right here. We'll do things properly now, we'll be fine. But we didn't, sadly. And fair play to them. They kept going. And trying and working. I don't think their management team could have asked for any more in the conditions. Their players, their will and their leg work was fantastic. But we've had enough of the ball. We've had enough chances to win the game. But we've let them back in. I mean, you know, we've got a player. You know, we're 2-0. Just a little bit of managing the game. Same last week, and we've decided to go charging in the box. I still don't understand why. And then, you know, one of the smallest players on the pitch wins a header in our box on a set plan. It's 2-2 in the blink of an eye. It's 2-2. A game that you're sort of totally in control of. Listen, then we've done everything then in the last 15 minutes, but put the ball in the net, and then when we do put the ball in the net, it's offside again. So listen, it's, you know, we've had some difficult days in the FA Cup here in my time, and sometimes you see it coming, but I think at 2-0 here at home and the way the game had patterned out, you thought we'll go on here and get more, we'll do things properly, we'll be okay, but we didn't do things properly, and they were good enough to punish us, and you've got to give them a lot of credit for that.